You would rather find purpose than a job or a career. Purpose crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on the planet at this particular time in history. Your very existence is wrapped up in the things you are here to fulfill. Whatever you choose for a career path, remember the struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. When I dare to challenge the system that would relegate us to victims and stereotypes with no clear historical backgrounds, no hopes or talents, when I questioned that method of portrayal, a different path opened up for me. The path to my destiny. When God has something for you, it doesn't matter who stands against it. God will move someone that's holding you back away from a door and put someone there who will open it for you. If it's meant for you, I don't know what your future is, but if you're willing to take the harder way, the more complicated one, the one with more failures at first than successes, the one that has ultimately proven to have more meaning, more victory, more glory, then you will not regret it. Now, this is your time. The light of new realization shines on you today. Howard's legacy is not wrapped up in the money that you will make, but the challenges that you choose to confront. As you commit to your past, press on with pride and press on with purpose. God bless you. I love you, Howard. Howard forever.
R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman, thoughts and prayers with his family and his friends and all those around the world that have been affected by his sudden passing. No one saw this coming. He did not publicise the fact that he was battling that disease for the last 4 years. He continued to shoot amazing movies. He continued to spread his message because he was aware of how many people were inspired by him and his words. Can't possibly summarise his impact here, but he's an embodiment of positive thinking. Recently, Selina and I did a Instagram live chat with an excellent yogi called Pope Loves Yoga, and it was just about positive thinking and self-motivation. And you know, life does seem to be coming at us from every angle at this moment in time. Now I feel like Chadwick, especially the way he conducted himself into the final 4 years of his life, embodies this. And I just wanted to put out, I guess, a useful message in these times, because any kind of positive thinking or self-motivation does not occur in a vacuum. It's always against a challenge. There's always an external challenge that we're aware of. So, you know, I hope that you get something from this Instagram live, but I understand if you do not want to watch this at the moment, but I just wanted to put this up here. So, you know, at any point when you want to come back and check this out, please do. Okay, take care, stay safe.
So, today we have a live with friends of mine about self-motivation, and I'm really happy. I'm going to invite them now. Olá, primos do Brasil.
Oh,
Hello!
hello. Oi, oi.
Oi!
How are you, Anna? I love the music.
I am very well, thank you. Hello, Selina.
Hi, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
You too?
I think
Yeah,
you
it's
guys,
the first time we've met.
I
Me
know,
too.
I think now you guys should say something in Portuguese because there are a few people now and they will come later.
Okay, we'll try. Olá, tudo bem?
Hey. Sing, 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 sing. What's oh, let me think. It's Boa tarde. Which is
very, very good, very good. Boa
so.
tarde. It's good afternoon for them now in Brazil.
I see. Sorry. Desculpe.
No, it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
They are joining us now.
Sorry.
They are joining us now.
Okay.
Okay. So how do you say good
Bom dia.
Yeah. Bom dias. Bom dias. Bom dias. Hola. Oi. Eu now fellow Portuguese.
Very good, very good. Oh, one of my sister, the Kula Hoot is here, amazing yoga teacher. Okay, so I'm gonna tell again because some more people just arrived. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have a live today about self-motivation, and I invited Selina and Paris. People might think, oh my God, these people are crazy talking about motivation the time of COVID. But anyway, they will understand. If they stay with us, they will understand.
Yeah.
So I would like you to introduce yourself, Paris and Selina, and also talk about your channel.
Yeah. So if you didn't get it, my name's Paris. This is my partner.
I'm Selina.
And yeah, we just recently started a YouTube channel called Love Uncut. So you can follow us on love__uncut on Instagram. And I guess, the aim of our channel, the principal aim is to discuss, contentious topics and kind of prove that if a couple can discuss things and not always agree and, still love each other, still care for each other, then anyone can, no matter where you are in the world, what your relationship is. So, we just started about 12 weeks ago now, and we upload weekly on Sundays at 6 o'clock British time.
Yeah.
We're just enjoying the journey, and very much self-motivation comes into it because you have to be disciplined. It's like its own little business, and you have to keep going. So we just want to share, I guess, what we found and how we found it during this time of COVID. As you said, it's a very unique time. Anything you want to add?
Yeah. Just to say, it's something that we've been thinking about for years, and it was just because we had more time to start it during lockdown. I think there's been lockdown all over the world. We were like, you know what, this is the time to do it when everyone has more time on their hands to watch things, when people want to connect with other people. So we're really quite proud of ourselves in terms of our self-motivation for getting it done. It's taken us years to do it, so
That's amazing. And the reason why I invited you guys is because I know Paris, we used to work together, and I know he liked the subject, self-motivation, mindset, and I really connect with him in terms of, getting to the office, not feeling like down, or feeling actually happy to be there, no matter what the problem we had. And I thought, the reason why I want to talk about this as well is because, some of you might not know, but being a yoga teacher is my second job. So I know it's a difficult time now, and I know it's the time that most of the people wants to do something for themselves, but they are not self-motivated because they don't have discipline. And they come to me because some of them are beginner, they never done yoga before. They say, oh, I don't have time, or I find difficult, I can't concentrate. And I know when you start talking about that, in this way, I know that there is no problem. There is only one problem, which is self-motivation. No, time is not problem, money is not problem. And this now, the COVID time, is the best time for us to do something that we really enjoy or something that will help us. It's a difficult time for everyone. It's a very difficult time, but it's the time that we have in our hands and we need to use it wisely. So I'm going to start asking you a few questions because I know it might not be easy to be together in this lockdown.
Oh, yeah, trust me. It's challenging, yes.
Actually, before I ask you a question, I want to say to people, some of people, they think, oh, self-motivation is all about being happy. But there are a lot of things into it. So self-motivation is the internal drive that that takes you to develop yourself, takes you to keep you moving. Doesn't mean that you have to be happy all the time. I'm not happy all the time, but when I'm doing something that I enjoy doing, or when I'm doing a yoga class, this makes me happy. This is the self-motivation medicine, I would say. The pill
medicine
to keep us moving. So what I've got some questions here written down. So what got you into self-motivation? If both of you can answer a little bit.
So I guess for me, it goes back to school. When I was in school, I used to do comparatively a lot of sports, and I used to do team sports like volleyball, which you're very reliant on your team for motivation. But then when I started doing more individual sports, so like hurdles or javelin, I realized, oh, I don't have a team. I don't have someone else that's motivating me when I'm having a down day. And I realized I really needed to rely on myself to as you say, keep moving, keep driving on. So that's when I kind of realized that how I think really dictates how I perform. And I needed to visualize what I wanted to do. I needed to kind of believe in myself. And when I started doing that, I felt a lot more comfortable and a lot more, I guess, kind of happy in what I was doing, because I believed in myself. Whereas before, I was always second guessing and looking to someone else to direct what I was doing.
And I guess on my side, I definitely echo what you're saying in terms of how self-motivation is the key, the passport to your happiness. I think there'll never be a barrier or obstacle that's bigger than yourself. You getting out of your own way, you kind of tuning into your own energy is crucial in terms of getting where you want to get to. So my motivation of my sort of introduction to self-motivation was I guess really the gym. So I always used to watch people doing amazing things on TV, whether it's elite singers, sports people, politicians, yoga instructors, whatever they're doing. Well, because fitness has always been on TV as well, but more so in this era of consciousness. Anyway, the point is, I always saw other people doing it. I never really saw myself. I never saw it as accessible to myself until I started going to the gym when I was about 16. I was really skinny. I mean, I'm not hench now, but point is, I went to the gym and someone kind of showed me, my friend that I went to school with showed me that if you do these little exercises every day, you'll get your results. And here's your protein shake. And he showed me exercises, and I just followed them. And then I realized that yes, if you stay disciplined and you have a route, you can actually achieve something. And then I realized it's not just gym, it applies to anything that you want to achieve. So it'll always be up to you. Ultimately, you have the most power and destiny, and you can start from a small place.
So for both of you, self-motivation and exercise were together. Which is
actually,
That's true. Exactly.
So,
exactly. Well,
I think that's the main thing. I keep telling people, doesn't have to use too much time. You can, you know, you can have like, let's say 5 minutes of your days. You know, you can have 3 minutes of your days. You can have just 10 minutes, depend how you feel.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
and then people always give excuse, oh, I don't have, and I keep telling them, even in bed you can just put your hands together and you stretch a little bit, and then breathe, and then, you know, breathe slowly and breathe in and breathe out. And that's what I'm trying to teach my class as well, is people to breathe, because it's very important. So thanks for sharing that. So how self-motivation helped you guys?
I think for me, it really taught me the power of my thoughts in terms of determining how I could achieve something. So if I started off and I was really doubting myself, I would always really struggle with whatever I was doing. Whereas if I started off in a more like, okay, you know, if I do this and I break it down and just take it step by step, then I would always achieve it probably in a more efficient way and in a quicker way, and be more sure of what I was doing. So I think, like, when you've got something done as well, you've motivated yourself and then you've achieved something, in your brain you feel good. It's almost like a chemical is released or something, because if you think of even something as small as cleaning your room, you're like, yes, I've cleaned it, you know. Or something as small as, I don't know, cooking a nice meal from scratch or doing exercise, you feel like you've achieved something, and then that then motivates you to do it the next day and the next day. So I think it really just proves that if you talk to yourself in that way, then you can do it, and that was what it proves for me.
Yeah, I think self-motivation is the biggest confidence booster you can give to yourself. It's the biggest positive kind of happy drug that you can give to yourself, honestly speaking, knowing that you set a goal, even if it's a small one at first, just a 5-minute stretch, and then achieving it. That it just is kind of like an avalanche, you know. Eventually all the snow is going to come down. With a tap, for example, first the dirty water is going to come out of the tap, then it's going to run clear. Do you know what I mean? But the tap has to keep running. So I mean, with me, I'm very okay. Here's a confession: I'm very easy to distract. Like, I don't know if I have ADHD. I don't know what it is. So self-motivation. Say again.
Too much energy.
Yeah.
Lots of energy.
I've struggled with kind of directing my energy. So self-motivation has kind of given me a new focus, because you could be motivated at loads of different things at once and end up not getting anywhere. Self-motivation has kind of allowed me to break things up into little steps. I mean, for example, I was trying to learn how to read music. I still am, and I've got an app, and I do 3 minutes every day. And it's been 2 years of doing that, and you know, I'm way better. So yeah, for someone like me, it's really given me a focus. It's helped me be focused. And as I say, you have a big goal, but all you need to do is do a little bit of focus.
Break it up.
So even if you spend 5 minutes, as long as you focus in the 5 minutes, it's way more powerful than 5 hours going on Instagram, reading different things.
I believe, I think with me, I'm gonna share something. I never liked to read. For me, reading, I like to listen audiobook, listening to things. That's how the way I learn. But I don't like to read much, and I always had a small thin book to read, because I knew if I had a thin book, I would finish early, which means I would get more motivated to start a new one. And I learned that you don't need to read a book in 1 week. You can learn one page every day, let's say. And then I start to set goals, 5 pages per day, and that's how I start to read. You know, and now I can read, you know, a book a little bit thicker, but I know I don't feel the pressure to have to read the book in a week, let's say. What's the point? So I think lots of people, they put pressure in themselves as well. Sometimes they feel like, oh, if I start to meditate today and then tomorrow I don't wake up, I don't feel like to meditate or go to a yoga class or go to the gym, I'm a failure. And that's not the point. I think, like Selina said, it's starting, it's step by step is the main thing as well. You know, step by step, the main thing. One thing that's really, I know lots of people will be saying or be thinking is, how can we be self-motivated now? You know, especially this time of COVID, or why is it too much to talk about self-motivation now, you know, in this time? So what do you guys think? When so many people are suffering now, so we are here talking about self-motivation when so many people are depressed at home, or they're not coping with unemployment, or so many other issues they have.
I think that it definitely can seem quite hard at times, but I think it depends on how you approach the situation. So if you're someone who's trying to, you know, be all about positive thinking and self-motivation, and you're like, oh, everything's fine, rainbows everywhere, it doesn't matter, everything's fine, then I don't think that's the right approach. I think that's potentially offensive to a lot of people who've been through, you know, difficult experiences. I think with positive thinking, you have to take reality into account. You have to take challenges into account. But you can't let those challenges jade you. You can't make them sort of break you. Your positive thinking has to sort of almost inspire hope. And then that's what motivates you to think, okay, what is within my control that I can do to change this situation, or to at least help someone else who has capacity to change the situation. So I think it's about thinking of not getting overwhelmed by the negative situation. You're taking it into account, but then you're letting it almost inspire you to think of a way to make it better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to look at my notes to make sure I don't go over. I love to talk.
No, it's okay.
So I mean, in this time, it's not too much. I think there's such a contrast. So when the coronavirus lockdown hit everybody worldwide, it just became clear how little control, or how many things we don't have control over, and that is the main anxiety in people's minds that's distracting them. They just don't know from one day to the next how things are going to turn out. So for me, that created a contrast of, okay, there's so many things I can't control. Well, what can I control? And then obviously that's where the most basic thing you can control is your mindset. So your positive thinking, or your self-motivation. So whether it is a 5-minute meditation, that is something that you can control no matter what's happening outside. You know, you have the control over that. So it's never too much, because there's always going to be an external context and external challenges. And like Selina said, positive thinking always happens not within a vacuum, but in relation to a challenge. So it's not that the challenge does not exist and we're going to ignore it. It's just that we believe that we can overcome it, and we will overcome it eventually. So that's the balance. Positive thinking never happens just because your life is perfect. It's just because you choose you know, the route that you can and you will survive. And we could probably all look back on moments in our lives that we never thought we'd get through, a heartbreak or a family situation, and you look back at it thinking, how did I do that? You know, I was only a teenager, but you did, you made it through. So you know, the imagination is very powerful, and sometimes it can imagine things way bigger than they are. But you know, you'll make it, because you always have. I think that's kind of what I tell myself.
I think like for me, this time of COVID gave me opportunity to do a lot of things. Like I was rushing all the time. I was trying to do a lot of things. You know, I was trying to do a lot. I was trying to use to hold the whole world with 2 hands. You know, 10 fingers. It's impossible. So I think now with this time, I took a step back to slow down and to appreciate what I had around me, you know, like small things like go for walks, gardening, look after plants, small things, and also improve my practice as a student, yoga student, because before I was studying and teaching yoga, but I wasn't practicing for myself. So this is something that you know, I'll never take for granted. I know it's a really difficult time, but I always try to see the good thing in the bad, you know, see the good things in the bad things. I
know.
So basically, take
the positive in every situation.
Exactly. So I think that's what saved a lot of people. Actually, I think that's how made lots of people actually stop from people to be ill, to be sick actually in this time, you know.
Right.
And
Yeah, the
if
mindset. Yeah.
yeah, it's the mindset, it's the mindset. And then, and if you have like a mindset which you can cope with the situation, you can go anywhere you want, you can achieve anything. And
Yeah.
yeah, if you can talk now, why you think, because we're talking about mindset, so why do you think mindset matters for you guys?
So there's always a quote I remember from this philosopher. I don't know where I learned this, but it's a French philosopher called Descartes. And he had a quote that was, "I think, therefore I am." So to me, that's always stuck with me because it just shows that everything that's in your brain, everything that you think, everything you tell yourself, how you see yourself, is going to dictate how you act. It's going to dictate, you know, if you wake up in the morning and you're in a bad mood and you're feeling awful, then you're not going to have a great day. It's going to influence how you interact with people. It's going to influence how much work you get done. So for me, it really just reinforces that whatever's in your head is going to come out of your mouth, is going to come out of your body. It's going to influence how other people see you as well. So try and keep the space in your head kind, you know, try and keep it full of self-belief, try and keep it full of encouragement, because that's you have to be kind to yourself, you have to believe in yourself. And I know it's not easy, because I think our default is always to be critical of ourselves and always to be like, oh, I'm rubbish at this, or I can't cope with this. But if we just try every day just to be like, oh, that's not a nice thought, actually I can do this and I can try this, then I think slowly it will be a more positive mindset, and you'll find that, you know, your days are just a little bit easier and you're just a little bit kinder to yourself, but also to others.
Yeah. So I guess it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. You're kind and it
It's
comes
like a
back
cycle almost.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think, and just, you know, thinking, building on what Selina said, definitely agree there. I think, you know what, it's kind of like a saying. So when you're trying something new, what people say is, oh, you know, baby steps. I'm getting there, baby steps is always kind of a positive saying, isn't it? But what you're saying is, oh, I'm getting there little by little. And it makes me think about, you know, when a child's learning to walk, and we can't remember it consciously now, most of us. Don't think any of us. But the point is, when you're young and you're learning to walk, most of the time it is your parents that are like smiling and encouraging you and giving you positive encouragement as you take your first steps. Even when you fall, they don't go, hey, you're rubbish at walking. You know, they keep encouraging you. And then eventually you learn how to walk, you get there. So when you get older and you have this kind of cognition and a bit more self-awareness, you need to kind of almost be like what your caregivers were when you were learning to walk physically, when you're in a new situation. So don't be harsh on yourself. Mindset matters because it's the difference between getting to your goal and not. But we just need to remember that obviously there's no time limit. We've all got our own starting position in life and in whatever we want to do. But as long as we don't time ourselves, we're not harsh on ourselves, and then with those baby steps, you'll move forward.
I think we also shouldn't compare ourselves to other people, because everyone's journey is different. Everyone's, as you said, timeline is different. So it's just, you know, focus on yourself, take your step by step, be proud of your achievements, and that will motivate you to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah, and I was going to say, there's something else I wanted to say. So, so I do believe that life is largely not what happens, but how you react. And therefore, that's what mindset is. Mindset is going to inform how you react. And it's only natural to have emotions. You can feel every emotion because you're a human, not a robot. But how you react is largely a mindset thing. So it's kind of balancing your feelings, your thoughts, and then of course you've kind of got your spiritual element there as well. But the things that people battle with the most is their heart and their head. So mindset actually does usually inform where you go. Your heart kind of says, I want to get here, but your head is kind of how, and the actual action and the discipline and the day by day, the conscious mindset. Yeah. So, oh yeah, and then just one more other thing as well. So that's why I know we're talking about self-motivation, right? But I think that a good mentor is very important if you can find one, and that's someone who's just a bit more experienced in the field that you want to go into in
Yeah.
some way, and because they're basically someone who's walked the path before you, and they can kind of help you avoid certain pitfalls and help you with confidence, because there's no coincidence that a lot of professional footballers, their dads were footballers, or you know, and so on and so on, right? So what I'm saying is, all successful maths teachers, their dads and mums are teachers. The reason why is because what a mentor does is they show you it's actually possible, and then when they light that spark in you, that can become a bonfire. So I'm not saying that they need to walk you through the whole thing, but they can oftentimes instill the mindset, the simple mindset of it's possible. And as soon as you think that one thing it's possible, it's no coincidence, as I say, all of these people tend to come from the parents' influence, you know, or mentor. So yeah, a mentor will influence the mindset and plant the seed, and then you water it every day with your self-motivation, positive thinking.
I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
So.
Thank you guys for sharing. So some of you don't know that, but I'm also coaching. So last year I did a course the whole year about coaching, stress management, coaching, career coaching. I don't practice. I don't, I don't have clients. It's not something I did for. It was something for me actually, and as a yoga teacher, it would help as well me to help other people. So I really like to talk about this subject. I really like to talk about it. It's something that if I could, I would be talking the whole day. And what I learned is there are two types of the main mind, the main mindset, which is the fixed one that we get when we are a child, when we born with this fixed mindset, and then the growth mindset that we develop as an adult, or you develop, your parents develop in you. So I think because mindset is our beliefs, is what it was injecting us as a child. So if you have a parent which who told you as a child, when you try to cycle, and then you fall down and they try to grab you, they don't want you to have an accident or anything. It stops you from falling on the floor. Your mindset will be like, oh, there will be always someone
to catch me.
And that's not the truth, but that might be another parent. They will let the child to fall down because they want them to learn how to stand up again. And that's the main difference. That's the main, like, some people don't have it. So I was very much protected as a child. So I never learned, I never learned how to cycle when I was a child because my mom always protected me. So as an adult, I had to learn now with almost 42 years. I had to learn how to cycle. And then what happened is I have this growth mindset which I developed during my not childhood, my adult life. And then you start to get stronger, and you start to do exercise, and you start to surround yourself with people with positive minds. Then I thought, okay, if someone can cycle, I can also cycle, There is nothing wrong with me. Even if I fell, doesn't matter, I stand up again. And that's how I learned how to do it. It's the same doing a live. Lots of people don't want to do live because they're scared to share what they know as well, And I think, okay, if I share this information, someone will be better than me, which is wrong. The more you share, the more you learn, the more you get together, and the more you grow your community like we're doing now. And that's the best thing. So there is a quote, because I want to ask you another few things. There is a quote of Oprah Winfrey that I really like, which she says, and as you become more clear about who you really are, you are able to decide what is better, what is best for you. And I really like it because if you really know yourself, if you know your heart, if you know what you really want to go, what you want to achieve, who you are, your pain, your story, you will know better.
Yeah.
Don't you guys agree with this?
100% agree. And I think it's something that, you know, as you grow older, I think you always realize that to be true, because when you're younger, you don't necessarily know yourself. You haven't been through enough situations in life to realize, oh, actually, this is my opinion on this, or this is how I react to that. So it's kind of like what you said about the book thing. You know that if a book is thin enough that you'll finish it, but if it's thick, you won't. And you kind of know yourself in that situation. You'll know yourself in other situations, and you'll be able to navigate life in a better way. You'll be able to avoid being taken advantage of. You'll be able to know when you need time to rest, self-love, all that kind of stuff, so you're not burnt out in terms of work or in terms of socializing. It's something that, because I'm more of an introvert than an extrovert, and I used to always feel so pressured to go out and socialize, and then I realized, I was like, I just feel tired and angry all the time. What is wrong? And I just realized that it's okay to say no. It's okay to say, actually, I just want to stay at home. I just want to relax. And then next time you see me, I'll be in a much better mood because I've had time to sort of build up and be myself. So yeah, I think what you're saying is definitely accurate. And I think as you begin to know yourself more, you trust your gut more as well, and you make better decisions.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with what Selina's saying. I mean, a big part of our relationship, I guess, are concepts that I feel like I pushed a lot was self-love. And, you know, self-love isn't selfish. Selina was always there when people need her, you know, 3 a.m. in the morning, wherever you need her, you know. But I just have to say, you can't pour with an empty jug. You know, you must pour in yourself sometimes. And I think society, and very much with women as well, it kind of teaches them that, oh, you must be the
maternal,
unlimited, you know, fuel for everybody else. But, you know, you also must take time for yourself. And I think as someone, as I say, who gets easily distracted, or from the past, you know, easily get distracted, I'm still working on it. But the point is, when I found a level of focus that made someone like me, who has a lot of energy, it helped me just get into a position and filter out what is for me, what isn't for me. You know, and
what's important, right?
Yeah, so you only get a limited amount of time on the earth. So I guess the more time you can spend directing your energy, the better. Because here's what I'm saying, like in terms of people that might feel like it's too late for them to do X or Y, someone who is 35 and they're focused for a year will get a lot further than someone who is 18 and unfocused, which is understandable, because in life you have to take your time to learn what is for you, what isn't. But the point is, a focused person will always outdo someone who is less focused. So that's why that filter and knowing what's for you and gravitating towards your tribe is very important. And now I feel like I'm only around a positive kind of echo chamber. So when I say, hey, I'm feeling good, that's what comes back at me, because that's who I surround myself with, you know, as opposed to, hey, I'm feeling good. And people are just like, oh,
yeah, people are jealous.
Yeah. Or I just did my YouTube and then nobody, you know, because sometimes I'm kind of a cheerleader as well. I like to see people who are passionate and committed, and but sometimes you yourself, you also need that. So just for all the cheerleaders out there like me, don't feel like, you know, you don't deserve that. You do. Get yourself your echo chamber where you are reinforced every time.
I wanted to say that I also didn't learn to ride a bike until I was 28 for the same reason with my parents.
I see.
Yeah. So too late, whatever age you are.
Yeah, you both had big blankets on you as kids, didn't you? You know? Yeah, soft blankets.
Yeah, it's great. You know, it's great to learn something that you always thought you never be able to. I mean, you know, even like for me, I don't wait for people to say, oh, how great you are. Or, I see my development, and then I achieve that, because that's important. Before, I felt guilty of acknowledge my achievement, you know, and I started to think, no, I came from another country. I had to start to learn English. I had to start to learn everything, and I am on the same level of other people that were born here in this country. And that's what I like to tell and to help people with, to tell them, to tell them, look, if I'm from another place and you are from here, you can do better than me, you know. And I love to sharing these things with them. But sometimes you have to be careful because it can come across as showing off, you know.
Right.
You have to be very careful. So I think the main thing that I would like, and I will always share with people, is this quote from Oprah, like, you become more clear about who you really are, and then you will make better, you know what better for you, best for you. And that's when yoga comes, you know, that's when any other exercise, but especially I say yoga because of the meditation. It doesn't have to be yoga, but meditation.
In touch with yourself.
You know, you exactly the only time that you can be with yourself, you can connect with yourself, and then you can discover who you really are, and then you have this power that is in your hand, is in your heart, and only you can, you have the power. You can deal with anything. So if I know, like a simple example, if I know that I'm allergic to orange, why? So it's my responsibility not to have orange, isn't it?
Yes.
When I start to blame other people for offering orange to me, that's when I feel like I'm a failure.
Right.
Most of the people don't see that. So you guys touching on a lot of things about like starting slowly, step by step, surround yourself with, great people. And I have these things notes down here because I think, and you guys can add something if you like. But tips that will help people to get self-motivated would be, you start simple. You start step by step, because if you have a big project and then if you fail, then you will more likely not to start a new project. You're just gonna give up. So if you set small goals and you start slowly, like, okay, this week maybe I'll try a little bit of running for 5 minutes. So I'm gonna start do some meditation for 1 minute. I'm gonna do some walking or go to the nature or check my garden. I think these are small steps, and that's why this time of COVID is the best time that we have now, because we won't have this time in our hands. This time is going to take it for us later on. The other thing was keep good company. So you guys mentioned that, keep good company.
Yes.
And I think we all been through that. I think when we start to get old as well, we realize that it's important. What really matters is what is important for us, as long as it doesn't harm other people.
Exactly.
Really
100%.
Yeah, I remember my mom used to say, "Oh, why don't you come to Brazil for holiday?" And I said, "Mom, if I go on holiday for a month, I won't be able to do other traveling that I want to do in my life." It's true. If you go to Brazil, you have to go for 3 weeks at least, or a month. So for a month, I can travel to maybe 4 countries. And then I had to be very firm on this and tell her. I think, but that's when I start to know myself, and then I start to decide for myself.
And you'll always be 100% comfortable with that decision because you know it's right for you.
No matter what.
And the other thing is keep learning. Do you guys agree with that? Keep learning every day.
Yeah, so what you said about growth mindset, that's a concept that I've recently encountered when looking into just anti-racism literature, to be honest. So that's the mindset that is like a fertile soil, for your Garden of Eden. That mindset is the only mindset that will bear fruit at the end of the day, because, at the end of the day, you're trying to get somewhere, and you always have that belief, if the soil has no nutrition in it, nothing's going to grow. So growth mindset is 100% the ultimate key for anybody moving forward from their perspective in life, because we don't know everything.
No, and we never will we?
No. But, so I definitely agree with that,
Yeah, that's good. And see the good in bad. See the good in bad.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mentioned as well. Selina mentioned something, another sentence, but the same meaning. Um, see the good in any bad situation, or because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when we have a mindset where it's a fixed mindset, which thing has to be in certain order,
Yeah.
Yes.
then you know things doesn't work for you, because when you are in a situation that it might not be what you expected, then you're gonna give up again, and you're gonna go
Exactly.
downhill, and then to come back again it's gonna take a long time. So I mentioned that the other day, we do have to have not only a flexible body. Yoga is not only
Yeah.
about flexible bodies, it's
Flexible
about
mind.
flexible mind, you know, to be
Yes.
able to
I agree.
cope, yeah, to be able to cope with different situations in life.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, let's say a simple example, if I don't know, if I don't drink enough, if I drink a lot of water, because I drink a lot of water, I have this problem. I drink a lot of water, and I wake up very often in the middle of the night
Yeah.
to go to the toilet. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always think, oh, I must stop drinking water after 6 o'clock, otherwise you disturb my sleeping.
Mm.
Ah, yeah.
You know, the other hand, water is good, yes, but I need to see the good thing. Okay, I stop drinking water after 6 p.m. and then I'll be able to sleep all night.
Better.
Better, yeah.
If you went
It's true.
somewhere else and say, oh, but water is really good, I can't stop, I need to keep going, I need to keep drinking water, you know. So they see the bad thing at everything. And these people, the more they see the bad things, they'll never grow. They'll never grow up.
Yeah.
They'll never improve. They'll never share what they know. I think that's why people in sports, I've got a friend now, a sick man, he's a personal trainer. And
Uh,
I hope he agrees with me. People in exercise, in the exercise business, we always have this positive mind, because we know how to, you know, how to switch, how to change, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And because we never give up, you know, even in the bad days we can never give up. We always have to see
never.
the good side of the problem.
Yeah.
Another thing that you guys did was stop thinking and you just do it. So you did
Yeah.
your project,
Yeah.
you start a new project, so you had lots of time, and then so that's another thing. People need to stop thinking too much. Think about failure. Think about, oh, like in the beginning, I started my Instagram account last year when I finished my yoga course, and then I was like, oh, I don't really like it. And then the COVID came, and then people said, oh, you have to do it online now. It's an online class. You have to talk, and then
Mm-hmm.
I was worried. I was worried what people will understand what I'm saying. Will people know what I'm saying, you know, with my strong accent? But you have to stop thinking
Mm.
and just do. And if you fail, doesn't matter. You start again. I guess you guys did that while you do
Yeah.
your,
I think what you're saying is definitely true, and I think it even links back to what you said before about growth. When you try new things, whether you succeed or you fail, it's all a learning. So you can, it's always experience that you can then take forward when you try something else and you do it maybe a bit differently, and you have a bit more wisdom and you have a bit more confidence from your previous learning. So I think that whatever you do, don't look at it as a failure. It's just a learning opportunity, and it's a way to increase your skill set. That's how I try to look at things. And it is scary trying new things, but you'll be so much more proud of yourself for doing it than not doing it.
Yeah, and this is the thing. People, you know, people need to understand that success and failure are not separate things. You know, failure is part of success. You will not succeed without failing along the way, without stumbling along the way. When you're learning to ride your bike and you fall down, it's those grazes on your knee that remind you, you know, that you need to keep your balance and keep moving forward. So failure is very much part of success. I get a little sick thrill out of it. You know, I've been in different situations when people are, you know, doubting me, you know, especially from when I was doing my music, because it's a very subjective and popularity contest thing, right? And I get a thrill out of it because all the great people's stories, they start like that.
Yeah.
They all have that in it, you know. And even the people at the top of their game, just the obvious examples, like the sports stars, I keep coming back to them. Even they lose, but they win more than they lose.
Yeah.
That's why you know their names. And why do they win more than they lose? Because they enter each race.
Yeah. And they learn and they grow, and that's how they get better.
They look back at the videos, most painful moments in their lives, and that's how, yeah.
Yeah. One thing that for me was really important, is very important actually, because my journey started 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, I started to study about, you know, mindset, self-motivation, coaching. So I bought a book course with a coach in Brazil, and it was the best thing for me. You know, I remember the time, I think I paid 600 £600, and I thought, oh my God, you know, 600 pounds. But it was online course. How, you know, the guy was in Brazil, I was here. What was the best thing? Because my life changed after that course. So for me, it was the best investment. And what I learned from him, which I'll never forget, and I'll be always grateful, was help others. Help others, you know, help others. And people have this mindset of not sharing what they know. I've got so many people who has so much, who knows a lot, which they share with me. They improve, they progress, I improve, I progress. We work together. Okay, we walk to a different level, maybe different path, but always growing. And those who doesn't help, they can reach a peak, but then after they fail again. Because they can be successful alone. And that's what people don't understand. People, and I'm sure you guys doing this project now, find people around you who doesn't help. You know, so
a lot of friends don't watch.
This is something that you have to accept. I mean, not accept. You have to
embrace, understand.
Understand. You have to understand. It is what it is. Like people. Like it's the same. Like I don't follow everyone on Instagram, because if I follow lots of people on Instagram, I won't be able to concentrate on my own business. You know? I can't watch everything, so I don't expect people to be here on with us now all the time, because you know people has other priority. But we are improving. We are learning. This is just a small thing. Maybe next month or a few months we'll be talking about something even more important, and people will see the live and say, oh yeah, what Perry said is true, what Selina said, and then they start to identify. You know, the thing is, you have to lower your expectations. That's the main thing I learned as well. Lower your expectations. Don't expect a lot from people. But that's how yoga helped me, you know, to self-love, to self-motivate, to think about myself, and then, you know, see the beauty inside, you know, see the beauty inside. And I think that's what keeps us motivated. And keeps everyone motivated. When you help other people, when you know yourself, you know, okay, I know that this water is selling a lot now because there is an ingredient, you know, and I need to share this with other people who is producing water, who sells on water as well. So this community of water will grow more.
Yes,
you
exactly.
Expand, and then you also expand. But other people, they're scared that other people will take their business.
Do better than
so
them.
So I think what you're speaking about really is like a scarcity mindset versus a mindset of abundance. Because if I have a mindset of abundance, I'm going to share. If I have a scarcity mindset, and again, those people that reach the top of their tree or very high, you know, they always have an abundance mindset, always. And you know, I think the thing is, we're blessed in this age to have the internet, because there is a lot of faff out there and fluff. But like with your course, you can find some really powerful virtual mentors. I have a lot of virtual mentors. Not even necessarily people that are one-on-one coaches. It could be something free. Like I love that Gary V guy, for example. And, you know, that helps instill that key ingredient, which is just knowing that it's possible.
Yeah.
And that the feelings that you're feeling, you know, other people have gone through, the people that you admire have gone through the same journey.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of consistency, of course, every day.
Yeah, and it's all about know yourself as well, because what, like, lots of people like Tony Robbins, lots of people like him. I don't like, but I like other people. So it's know yourself, know what's better for you. So when I started to listen to him, I didn't like, so I moved on to other things.
Yeah,
so you need to know, and then that's how. Okay, I don't like this to say gratitude words or sentence every day in the morning. Other people like it, so you have to know yourself and see what's better for you, you know. So I think because we only have like 5 minutes now.
Oh no.
I know I could talk about this whole day. I know you could talk about, maybe we can do another live again and then talk about the same thing another time, you know.
Of course.
But it was a pleasure to talk to you guys. It was a pleasure
You
to
too,
meet
Thank you for having us. Thank you very much.
Thank you for accept my invitation. It's Friday, and Paris is like my brother, my little brother. I don't know if he told you. And
for sure.
I want to see if I want to ask you guys if you want to add anything that you want people to take away today.
I think the most important thing is just don't be too hard on yourself. I think that's a really important thing. I think sometimes when you watch stuff like this, it's like, oh, all of this sounds really good, but where do I start and how do I do it? And it's literally just every day, just make a little change, even if it's just speaking to yourself a bit kinder, even if it's just, as you said, 3 minutes of stretching in bed before you go to sleep, even if it's just, you know, meditating, just taking 5 minutes to go and walk outside and get some fresh air, which is great. You know, I think just take a bit of time for yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't compare yourself to other people, because I feel like that's the worst thing anyone can do. Everyone's journey is different. Everyone is different. Just, as you said, get to know who you are and figure out what's best for you and what time scales work for you. It's not a race. It's just about learning, and eventually you will get there.
Yeah, and just remember, like, there's nothing external that can beat you. Like, there's going to be a bunch of people lining up to discourage you, so you may as well not join them. You know, you can control what you say to yourself. You can get out of your own way. Okay, you don't need to be an extra hurdle. There's enough hurdles out there already. So just do the steps that Selina suggested, baby steps. And you know, you'll be surprised how far you've come. You know, in 6 months' time, a little bit of consistency. Trust me, consistency is free. And consistency is key. Sorry,
It's free.
And it's free. It's free. Save money.
Oh, thank you guys. Thank you guys for spending this time with us. I just want to say the quote again of Oprah Winfrey. As you become more clear about who you are, you will better able to decide what is better for you. So make sure you know who you are through exercise, through meditation, through music. Listen to music. Anything, know your true self. When you know yourself, you'll be able to decide to make better decisions and not to be scared of, you know, failures. People are really scared to be to be judged. So no pressure, and then we all be happy.
That's the dream.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
So namaste.
I'm watching your journey closely. I see you.
Thank you so much. Say goodbye to the guys in Brazil.
Obrigado. Boa noite. Boa noite.
Boa noite.
Boa noite.
Bye then. Bye.
Ciao, obrigada.
See you soon, guys.
Bye, bye. Thank you, everyone from Brazil. Obrigada a todos do Brasil. Thank you. Have a lovely weekend.